the workshop was we got people that are we just finished the 6-week challenge, Thin It to Win It challenge. We had over 100,000 pounds lost, 32,000 people across all the challenges, and we felt like once the challenge is over, people may not want something as intense as filling in points every day, but it might be good to do something once a week or something. The other thing that David and I were talking about was oftentimes we have a hard time when it comes to self-study when you are trying to, learn the habits of health and do those kinds of things. And just reading your book on your own can sometimes be a challenge. I know for me, whenever I've done a study of any kind, if it's trying to read the Bible or if it's trying to read Dr. A's books or whatever, if I do it with a group of people, just seems to be easier for me. And so David and I actually got together and said, how about we create this crazy thing? We took both of our first names, we crammed them together. So it's Craig and Dave, comes up with Crave. And we decided to do a 6-week little series. So I'm going to give you a little bit of a...
hey, real quick, Craig.
Yep.
Andrea's come off of mute. Can you mute Andrea for us?
Andrea, yes, I can.
She's been naughty. She's been real naughty. She's been unmuting herself.
Okay. Now, I'm not sure, is it actually Andrea in the list? I don't see an Andrea here.
She's maybe bounced out.
Okay, all right. So the ways that the software works is if you're on an actual PC, you can go down to the bottom left corner. Well, first of all, you can double click to make the screen full size, to take up the full screen. And then once you do that, you've got two different views. One of them is we call Brady Bunch view. Zoom calls it gallery, but you'll know what I mean if you click it. Well, when I say Brady Bunch, for those of us of our generation anyway. And then you can click on speaker view, and then if whoever is speaking will be the one that will be primarily large on your screen. Down in the bottom left corner, you have the ability to pause your camera or mute your microphone, or unmute in this case. Now, if you're on one of these handheld devices, tapping on the screen will give you the ability to unmute. There's a button on there that says, I think, more, and that's where you can chat, things like that. So what we're going to do for the game show portion is we're going to have everybody pull up the chat window, and then that's how we're going to basically show who buzzes in first when we do our questions.
Let's do a little chat. Let's do a test chat. Just to make sure everybody knows how to just go ahead and type your name in the chat. Make sure you understand how to use it.
Yep.
And
okay.
Nice. Wow, we got some quick fingers. Pamela, you little vixen, you got the fast fingers. You got trouble here.
Brenda even raised her hand. Look at that. Good work, Brenda.
Nice.
So we're not going to use the raise hand function because it doesn't tell us who did it first, but the chat does. And so when we get to the game show part, that's where we're going to see who buzzes in first. And you can actually just chat any number. We'll call on you, or you can actually A, B, or C is going to be the answer. So you can do that. And so, David, you want to kind of give an overview of what the evening's going to look like?
Yeah, you bet. Well, most of you already have had an experience of looking at the ebook, Dr. Wayne Anderson's ebook, The 3 Steps to Achieve Optimal Health. It's all around the concept of stop, challenge, and choose. And the ebook's a real quick read. It's 12 chapters. We're going to cover 2 chapters in each one of our sessions, and we're going to record these sessions. So if you happen to miss one, don't worry about missing content. You'll be able to catch up with us. Just come and enjoy each session that you can get to. We're going to start off with doing a game show review. We're getting all the reverb here. We're going to do a game show review of the first 2 chapters. Last week we did a pre-launch kickoff event, and we talked about just getting everybody up to speed. And if you haven't had a chance to read chapters 1 and 2 of the ebook, no worries. This is going to be a lot of fun. We're just going to get a chance to have you experience a little bit more about what the format's going to be like. You're going to learn some of the tips. And if you want to go and download the ebook, Craig will type in a link that you can go to to download the ebook. It's just tsfldownload.com. And that'll give you the ability to download that, and you can kind of be reading in the background if you want. But this will be a fun event. You'll get a chance to experience it. You'll know a little bit more about the format. After we get done with the quiz show, which will be an interactive opportunity, and if you participate, we're going to potentially call on you to have a little dialogue with you. So if you really don't want to talk in front of people, that's okay. We just would ask that you maybe not participate in the actual interaction of the quiz show, because we want to make this to be fun. This is not about putting you on stage and putting you on the spot, making you feel dumb. We're just here to have fun and to learn with one another. And so we hope that you do participate, but if you don't want to participate, you just want to sit and watch, that's okay too. Maybe we'll participate with you down the road. After we get done with the quiz show, we're going to have a couple of our health champions come on, and they're going to share a little bit about their personal transformation, and then they're going to preview the next 2 chapters. So we've got two individuals that will come on here. They'll share a little bit about their story. They'll preview chapters 3 and 4, and then next week we'll do the quiz show around chapters 3 and 4. So it's a great way to learn content, learn principles on how to get healthier. And then we're going to talk about specific strategies on how to apply these principles from the ebook into your holiday season. We're coming up into the most challenging season for most people in terms of living a healthier lifestyle. And so these principles will be integrated right into your life in real life format. People will be talking about how they're using them and little strategies that they're using to overcome the barriers. And then afterwards, after 30 minutes, we're going to shut off the recording, and then we're going to do just a Q&A chat time. So if you want to stick around and have some more dialogue, we don't want to record things and keep that. We want to keep it very private for people that want to just have an open dialogue around health and not record that information. So I do a good job?
Yep. That's right. Perfect. Yeah. And so lastly, for some of you that might be guests, David and I are, and many of you are actually certified health coaches. And so the reality is that we have to have certain tools in order to help us get healthy. And Dr. A's ebook is one of those such tools. Being here on Zoom tonight, the community that we've created, looks like there's 64 people that have joined us so far. You are, this is another tool that will be helpful. And so you may need some additional tools besides just this webinar and just the ebook. And so connect with the person that invited you to come to this, because they've got more tools on their tool belt of different ways that they can help you actually achieve optimal health. And you may be curious, what is optimal health? Dr. A describes optimal health as the healthiest possible version of you. And so that means different things to different people. And anyway, so that's the way, that's what we're doing, and those are the tools that we're using. And so at this point, I'm going to jump over and share my screen, and then we're going to get into the chapter review. So essentially, last week, we had a preview. We told everybody to read chapters 1 and chapters 2 of the ebook. If you have had trouble downloading it, you can type that in the chat window, and maybe we can help you specifically. After the show is over with, the whole recording, I'm going to send out a link to everybody's email that's registered. So you'll get a weekly update with the video. So anyway, all right. So without further ado, let's get to it. We're going to do a review of chapters 1 and chapters 2. And let me bring up.
This is getting exciting, Craig.
I know this is that anticipation, you know, when they do on those.
Ladies and gentlemen, get on your feet. Get ready to greet the new prize winners. Sorry, that's my best game show announcer.
That's good. That's good. Let me see here. I got to share the right screen, of course. There we go. Boom. And boom. All right. So how's that looking? You seeing what we should be seeing there?
Yeah, we're getting close. We just saw a little sneak preview. There you go. Man, looking good.
We spared no expense on these graphics. I want you to know that. And so for all of you that are going to be playing in this, and all of you that have read, it is multiple choice. And so some of you, if you have a familiarity with our program, you'll be able to figure out possibly what the answer is. And so what we're going to do is have you make sure your chat box is open, and get ready to type in or to hit go, and then we're going to move on. So this comes from chapter 1, and we'll just get right to it. So you're going to keep score?
I will do my best.
Okay, we'll see what we can do. Actually, we'll probably have a record of it in the chat window. So first question is, and so what I'm going to do is the question's going to come up, and then there'll be 3 answers, and then we'll wait for someone to chime in, and then we'll call on them and then have them be able to answer. So here we go. The stock chapter of the ebook is primarily about removing electronics and distractions in our lives, focusing on yourself in the now, or mindfulness, or how to breathe properly. Do you have any takers?
Whoa, Nanette's first on the barrel there, look like.
Okay. Let's see here. Nanette. Okay. And so go ahead, Nanette, and unmute yourself. Let's see here. Maybe I can unmute you.
There you go.
Yeah. So what do you think the answer is, Nanette?
You got the bird in the background. Sorry.
That's okay. Nice to
Hey, wait a second. Was this phone a bird? Did you phone a bird for that answer?
Right. You want to hear him talk?
No.
No. Levi. Okay. Sorry.
Yeah. What do you think the answer is there, Nanette?
It was B.
Okay. Focus on the now and mindfulness.
Yes,
Actually, oh, you know what? It could be A or B, right? Look at that. I think my slide was messed up there. Let me see that. Yeah, it was B. I just have the thing on the wrong side. It is B. You are correct, and you got 1 point. Nicely done, Nanette.
Nice work, Nanette.
Okay. So second question. What's that?
Do we want to do our follow-up, or do you want to just jump to the next question?
Yeah, do your follow-up. Yep.
So, Nanette, if you can come back on and talk a little bit more, because I know that you've had a great transformation. You mind sharing a little bit about your personal transformation and maybe how that's applied to your life in that particular chapter?
It's just made me stop and think about what I wanted with my life. I started this about a year ago, and I've been working with Tammy and Karen and Mike, and of course you. And lost 55 pounds, and signed up my first new coach this week. And it's just made me a better person and a lot healthier, and just the freedom to be able to do what I want to do.
That is awesome. Well, thanks so much for sharing and for participating. On to now question number 2, Craig.
Yep, coming right up there, Mr. Bush.
All right, get your fingers ready.
Okay. Question number 2. What does Dr. A mean when he says take off the electronic leash? Is it A, remove your dog's shock collar? Is it B, allow yourself to unplug from technology? Or C, use less electricity? Going green is good.
Whoa, man. People are fast fingers. They're furious. So I'm going to say that, was it Claudia? Claudia, unmute yourself, would you?
Yeah.
Or can
I
you?
was also pretty quick.
Yeah, you were up there. So what does Dr. A mean when he says take off the electronic leash?
It means unplug from these computers like we're on right now, and the phones and the television,
Yep.
and all the other distractions that keep us from actually being in the here and now with people that we're around, and with what's really going on right in front of us.
Yeah. How have you applied that, or how will you apply that over the holiday season and just unplugging?
Well, where I see that to be really, really important is as you get together with family and friends in the holidays, just really being present with those people and what's going on with them, and listening to what's going on in their lives, rather than being distracted by a phone call or messages that might be coming in.
Yeah, that's great. And it's really easy to just navigate our way right into technology. I know that they say, your level of comfort with family is how fast you ask them for their Wi-Fi password when you arrive at their house. And, so many of us have gotten comfortable surfing on Facebook while we're watching television, and rather than conversating with family and friends, just because of whatever reason. But if you go in with a better plan and you go in there with some thought around conversing with family members to learn more about them and to have healthier conversations, it may support you versus, comparing yourself to what's on Facebook and who's got a healthier and happier life because they posted up, better pictures than you. So thanks for participating. And man, you got a good looking guy there next to you. Man, that
Hey,
guy is
David.
sharp. Hey, Richard, good to see you.
Good to see you.
Glad you're here. All right. So, on this next round here, Craig, we may want to provide everybody to make sure that they put in the question number and their answers. So next question is question number 3, and we're going to ask you to put in A, B, or C next to the number 3 so we know who the first person is.
Okay, so you guys can hit 3 in your chat window right now, and then just A, B, C, and then go. All right, so what is the most important factor in creating well-being? This comes from page 10. Is it vocation, vacation, or validation?
Nice. Jared, let's go with Jared. I saw some fast names coming through there, but Jared, open up mute, or Craig unmute Jared, and share what your answer is to question number 3.
Well, I guess validation in and of itself is just having that positive talk with yourself in terms of where you're going, what are your goals, how are you going to get there. But not only that, also having other people notice the changes. I mean, that's always inspiring to me for myself with my own weight loss is, somebody to come in and go, wow, man, what are you doing? How are you doing that? Or, you look great. And that's just fuel on the fire for me.
No, that's great. While validation is a very important factor in overall health, I don't believe that's the correct answer, but thanks for participating, Jared. That is a very important factor in our health, but what Dr. A talks about in chapter 1 is the vocation being a very important factor in one's fulfillment or enjoyment of what they do for a living, because that's what they do all day. Is there anything you wanted to add to that, Craig?
Well, it's just interesting. Yeah, when you go to work every day, there's a bunch of studies that say that I think it's like 66% of people are either hate their job or strongly dislike. And so imagine 5 days a week, you go spend 8 hours doing something that you hate or strongly dislike. That has a profound effect on that living for the weekend mentality. And so
well, let's talk about what Jared said too, though, is that, validation, actually having a certain sense of accomplishment, being able to have your results being validated in the marketplace. I know that there's been times where, people that have been told that they couldn't get healthier and now they've gotten healthier, and that's been able to give them validation with peers and friends and family members over the holidays. Anything to add in terms of your journey in losing 50 pounds, Craig?
Well, I mean, along the way, it's nice when people say, wow, you look great. What did you do? How did you do it? And it's always nice to be noticed when you're working hard on something that's important to you and somebody else recognizes it. I think that in the end, though, if it needs to be important to us mostly, because we're the ones that get to live in these bodies that we build. And we can build a body that's optimally healthy over time or not healthy over time. And it really comes down to those small decisions. And vocation may be one of those decisions that's not supporting your health. And that might be something that you consider, what if I could choose what kind of job I would want? Would I choose the job I have? And I think it's a wonderful question to ask yourself. Instead of going from, well, I can't quit this job, I can't go do anything else, ask yourself, well, what if I did something else? What would that be? Anyway, let's get on to the next question here. Excellent.
All right, so next question up is question number 4 in chapter 1. And so make sure you put a 4 in front of your answer and then put in A, B, or C.
All right,
and,
here we go.
Here we go.
Optimal health is when what 3 areas of your life are in balance? Is it healthy relationships, education and career, healthy body, eating and exercise, or healthy mind, body, and finances?
I think Daniela was up first there.
All right, Daniela. So unmute there, and then what do you have for us?
Daniela, you want to say your answer?
Sure. So when we have a balance between healthy body, healthy mind, and healthy finances, it eliminates a lot of stress, and there's a lot of satisfaction personally, but also in the ability to, I think, reach out and touch the greater world and feel like you can have more impact because you're not struggling within yourself and your family or your situation. You're now able to look beyond yourself.
Mm-hmm. Excellent.
Great answer. Wow, that's an amazing answer. Nice job.
Yeah. Danielle is an incredible health coach. So
I think that she needs to have my helmet. Is there a helmet award where she can take?
That's okay. You can keep it.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. We're getting a little short on time. Let's move on to the next question. This comes from chapter 2. So we moved on to chapter 2. What are the 3 areas of life that determine the quality of our life or our well-being? Is it physical, mental, and financial? Is it weight, relationships, and job status? Or is it eating habits, spiritual time, and abundance?
All right, the first person was up was Kim, I believe. Kim and Jeremy. Jeremy, unmute yourself.
Okay, I think we rang in a little too early on that.
No, that's great. Go for it. What's your answer? What do you think the answer is?
Well, I think we put A, but on second thought, well, let me think. Okay, we good on that one?
Go with your gut.
Okay.
Is that your final answer?
Can we phone a friend?
Yeah, there's 2 of us. We should have a better chance at this, I would think. Yeah, no, that's what we put, was physical, mental, and financial, so.
All right. Yep.
Survey says.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. Good job.
Nice job, guys.
Yep. Well done. You keeping score, right? Keep these scores. We have everybody that has 1 point right now, so it's a tie. It's like a 5-way tie for first place. All right, chapter 2. Second question is, which of these is not a key area of physical health? This comes from page 19. Is it eating habits, community service, or relaxation?
All right. Whoa, that's a wrap. We got Nanette came on first. So Nanette, unmute yourself and shout out your answer. The birds have taken over. The birds. Nanette, are you there?
I'll unmute you.
Up
There you
here.
go.
I went with A, eating habits.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see what that is here. My technology.
It's not A.
It's B, community service.
It's B.
Yeah. So which of these areas is not a key area of physical health? So eating habits are a key area. So we snuck that little not in there, which made it a negative. So physical things.
Community service being important, right? But ultimately to physical health, eating would be a primary one, and relaxation would be one towards physical health. So the answer, correct answer, first person to answer that correctly was Julie. So we're still tied across the board.
All right. 2 more questions. What are the key areas of good mental health? This comes from page 20. Is it visiting a psychologist, good drugs, and good friends? Is it tithing regularly, yoga classes, and meditation? Or is it strong relationships, community service, and job motivation?
Go ahead and throw the answer out there, and we'll call on the first person that had the correct answer. All right, so the first person with the correct answer was Carrie Greenwald. Would you unmute your line and just share why you think that that's important?
Well, they're important because it's, it's the people you're around a lot that helps with your mental, like if you're around really negative people and it's going to bring you down, and it's the same with your job too, like what it was. If you really hate your job, then that's going to, make it harder for you, and doing good is always good. So got that.
That's great. Good feedback. Thanks.
One thing, guys, is that in your little window, if you've got like the 4 different little blocks, if you click on the middle button, it says show. Actually, it's the box with the arrow in it. Click on that, and then click on the middle one, and it'll actually, whoever's speaking will come to the forefront, and it'll be kind of large, so you won't have to scroll through and kind of find who's talking. So maybe that'll help you guys. We got one more question left.
All right, here we go. Let's see if we can break this tie.
Yep, here we go.
Is this like a skins game? It carries over into the next week if we don't have a winner?
It just might, yep.
All right.
So what can you do if your scores need improvement? So
this has to do with the life balance assessment, right? So the well-being assessment that talks about the different areas. So go ahead, Craig.
Is it organize your life around the key areas to create well-being? Is it ignore it and it'll get better? Or is it blame your circumstances?
Wow, fast on the draw for number 9 was, first person was Shauna. No, hold on. They're giving it so fast, fast and furious. Hold on here. I'll find it. First one was Nanette. Nanette had the correct answer. So ding, ding, ding. Nanette is our winner for this week. Craig, tell her what you won.
There's what you want. Nicely done. Nicely done.
You'll be winning 2 McDonald's coupons. No.
Yeah. You win the respect of everybody on the line today. And we might end up towards the end actually having some prizes or something. But anyhow, so at this point, thank you guys for playing. Hopefully that was more enjoyable than a standard chapter review. You had some fun working with us, and I know we had some fun putting this together. And so now we're going to turn it over and we're going to preview the next 2 chapters. And so essentially we're going to give you a little taste of what's to come. So that it'll kind of maybe create some interest in jumping in there. And so again, I would recommend, actually I'll probably just change the screen so that we focus on Sam. And so Sam's going to be up first here. Let me find her. There she is. We'll get a spotlight on Sam. So I'll introduce you, Sam. Where'd you go?
I got a spotlight. You need this? Are you good?
Yeah, no, I got it. Thanks. All right. So this is Sam Prestonbach from Louisiana, and she is the champion that's actually going to be sharing chapter 3 for us. So welcome, Sam.
Oh, wow. Thank you, guys. I really, really love that my name fell on this chapter because it's all just so important. But the power of choice, wow. I just know me, in my case and in the case of a lot of my clients, how odd it is that a lot of us never really even knew that we had a choice or aware of the fact that we were making choices every day, regardless of whether we are aware of it or not, whether it was pushing us closer to our health, that in fact, each and every day we were making choices that were fundamentally going to impact our health, be it positive or negative. And so I remember the day that I realized I had a choice, and that it really started with the power of decision. And when you decide that you have the power over your life and your daily choices, over that big, hairy, audacious goal that you want to achieve, knowing that it's going to start now, then it gives you the power, like it says in this chapter, to choose a direction for your life, to choose the direction for what will you do the next second, the next minute, the next few hours that you have. And this is where you have the power to, what's so incredible is to start switching those negative, unhealthy habits, the ones that are really, they make you wake up and feel bad about yourself during the day or whatever. And you get to swap those for these new healthy habits that you're creating through making choices towards a goal that you actually want to achieve. So it's just really incredible. But I love, as I'm reading this chapter, I'm visualizing a road with stop signs and arrows, and you do periodically come to a fork in the road, and each fork in the road you have to make a choice again. So sorry, I've got
you have a choice right now.
Yes, I have a choice.
You have a choice.
And she's very patient. But so you come to forks in the road, and it's knowing that every day, as long as you persist towards something great in your life, that you are going to come to having to make a choice towards in what direction you're going to go. And sometimes you make the wrong choice. But even when you make wrong choices, you have the power to look at that and say, learn from it and say, you know what, maybe that wasn't the right choice. So I really love this. But the key here too at the end is that once you start really seeing this powerful change in your life, the power of being aware of your daily choices, deciding, moving forward, is that you can't be a lone survivor for long. That you have to, they call it your structure, and I really visualize a structure. You have to change your environment if you plan on continuing to move forward and maintain the person that you're creating. So, and that really truly does embody the people that you live with, your friends, the way that you think, the TV you watch. It's truly making choices, not just about the food we're putting in our mouth, how much water we're drinking, but honestly, everybody made a choice towards health tonight for being on this Zoom. So I just love that chapter. It is so powerful.
And introduce this to the girl.
Yes.
Yeah, let's see the partner in crime.
Say hi.
Hello. So maybe you can, I don't know if you can answer for us a way that you're using what you learned in this chapter to prepare for the holidays. Can you think of maybe one example?
Yeah, making choices early, ahead of time. I mean, it's no surprise that Thanksgiving is coming or Christmas. It's not like, oh, you wake up and it's Christmas Day. And this is my older one. And so I am making choices ahead of time, knowing that Thanksgiving Day, for instance, there's going to be a protein there that I totally love. Turkey's the centerpiece. I know that we'll have vegetables there. And I also know that for me in the phase that I'm in is that there will be a little bit of something unhealthy that I will want to indulge in. But honestly, one of the things that I love is that this has given me the power to choose to have things that are somewhat unhealthy in my life and not to feel guilty about it. It's given me that balance. So for the holidays coming up, everything really pretty much stays the same. Until these two start insisting that I bake, which usually doesn't happen until like mid-December, so I'm good until then.
Awesome.
Nice.
Thank you, Sam. I appreciate you sharing with that. So I'm going to kick it back to you, David, and you're going to cover chapter 4, so go for it.
Yeah, you bet. Well, I'm excited to introduce Dale Zavenbergen, and I don't think that the Munchkins are overtaking his village, but we'll see if he's got his people there too. Dale's a great leader in health up in northwestern Iowa. He's a business professor, and I'm excited to bring Dale on. Dale, go ahead and unmute yourself and share with us about chapter 4.
Hey, yeah, thanks you guys. And boy, I was excited about chapter 4, but after hearing from Sam now, I think I'm equally fired up about chapter 3. And yes, there could be a Munchkin sighting anytime here too. But great stuff, Sam. And you're right, the power to choose. Stephen Covey talks about how we're response able. We're able to respond, and there's a space between stimulus and response. And so that's huge. What chapter 4 gets into then is how do we turn those choices into habits. And I think in all of these healthy choices, all these decisions we make many times a day, the word habit is probably the most powerful word in all of it. So chapter 4 gets into goal setting, into primary choices of healthy body, healthy mind, healthy finances, and then below that, secondary choices of how do we actually do that. So for me, during the holidays, for example, in the past, I just love sweets. I love chocolate-covered cracker peanut butter cookies by the 47. And I love those. And so I know those are going to be there. So a new habit is to come prepared with healthy snacks, whether that's baby carrots or my favorite peanut butter bars that are healthy, and just have that on hand to be able to go to that healthy choice instead of burying my face in the chocolate-covered cracker cookies. And I may still have one or two, but I know I'm also in my new habit learning that my knee not hurting anymore feels better than those cracker cookies are going to taste. And that's the choices you start making with new habits. So I love chapters 3 and 4. Chapter 4 too goes into the power of negative habits, and if we focus on those, it's so hard to change because we're focused on something that's negative versus replacing them with positive habits. And that's the kind of stuff we'll get into in chapter 4.
Great. Thanks, Dale. Well, in terms of moving on to next week, we're going to have a quiz show or a little game show again on chapters 3 and 4. Sam and Dale have provided us with some multiple choice questions, so we'll come back next week at the same time, same bat channel, and have some fun with those. And hopefully you'll invite some of your friends and family members to come alongside you. And that's a big part of this healthy holiday season, is actually bringing social support. Even if they're not maybe doing the same exact program or plan or don't have the same goals as you, just making them aware that you are trying to have a healthier holiday season, and maybe even sharing some of that stuff on Facebook. If you would, share your feedback tonight on what you've learned and actually hashtag Crave Optimal Health. We'd really appreciate the opportunity to consolidate everybody's feedback on what they took away from tonight's session into one hashtag newsfeed. And if you just share just a quick couple of sentences or a sentence or two about what your biggest takeaway was, and then just put in the hashtag and the words Crave Optimal Health, then that'll become a link inside of Facebook. And if you click on that link after you post, you'll be able to see everybody else's post around the same topic. Greg, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I just was muted. So I'm going to stop the recording at this point, and